Here we go. Now it doesn't fall. See, once you have in the right setting for the ear, then someone else wears it, it throws it off. There we go. Okay, up, shake it out. Knee raises. Ready? Are we okay? Knees okay? Back is okay? Okay, ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Shake it out. Deep breathing. 1, 2, and 3. Punching. Okay, shoulder width. Okay, switch. Okay, to the side. Okay, switch. Okay, next, oblique. Okay, to the side fist. Okay, switch. Okay, in front. And back fist. Okay, switch. Okay, hear the breath. It's like the heart. Boom, 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 boom. Still kicking. Maybe punching. Okay, ready? Stop. Horse stance. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, close. Low block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, close. 1, 2, 3, middle block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, close, 1, 2, 3, high block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, close, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, close, 1, 2, 3, low block, punch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, close, middle block, punch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, close, high block, punch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, close. Okay, ready? Push to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, eyebrow level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thrust. Turn. Flip. Close. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check it out. Okay, deep breathing. 1, 2, 3. Kicks. Front instep. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Switch. Always 12. I don't know about you guys, but it was always 12 when I started. 1, 2, 3. I know you guys got it to 6. I learned 12. What number was I? I forgot. 1. No, I'm just kidding. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. No, it's always 12. Okay, tail kick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Switch, left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Okay, deep breathing. I know you're tired. 1, 2, and 3. 2 set of kicks. Straight up and then roundhouse. Okay, ready? Straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Left side. You okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Everyone can, okay? Okay, last side. Roundhouse to the waist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I showed it too. You were prepared about 12. Okay, ready? 1, 2. Okay. Alright, ready? I thought you wanted less. 1, so you have to be happy. 2, 3. You give me a little more, they want less. What numbers are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, here we go. 2 more. 1 and 2. Alright, shake it up. 1, 2, and 3. Whoa. Get a drink of water. Say it again. You want those? Get a drink of water and we'll do those. I thought you were tired, that's why I didn't do those. I know the kids are very active, but you guys been working. How's your split? No? Oh, okay. That's one. Gotcha. Okay. The hip. Okay. Guess we can do 5 stances. All directions, 4 corners. We'll do it with the opening and then without the opening. What happened? We start this way. Then we do a 4. Get ready. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Salute. 1, 2. Slide step. Leaning punch. Step through. Remove. Turn. Punch. Cross step. Okay, spin. Back fist. Twist stance. Block. Punch. Suspend the stance. Step back. Leaning. Step up. Jump. Uppercut. Close. Good. Okay, step. 1, 2, 3. Step through. Remove. Turn. Punch. Cross step. Spin. Back fist. Block. Punch. Step back. Leaning. 1, 2, 3. Step. 1, 2, 3. Punch. Step up. Remove. Punch. Okay, spin. Twist stance. Punch. Step back. Leaning. Up. Up. Chop. Leaning. Close. Step. 1, 2, 3. Turn punch. Spin. Back fist. Block. Punch. Step back. Leaning. Up. 1, 2, 3. Deep breathing. 1, 2, and 3. All right. First form, second form, third form. First. Going once, going twice, sold. All right, ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Step. Dragon. Step back. Block. Scoop. Uppercut. Remove. Punch. Squat down. Uppercut. Remove. Punch. Suspend it. Horse stance. Leaning. Drunken fist. High block. Punch. Squat down. Uppercut. Slide step. Punch. Squat down. Trap. Double block. Butterflies. Palm. Remove. Turn. Punch. Step up. Remove. Elbow. Back fist. Palm. High block. Outside pressing. Jump. Press. Trapping hand. Back fist. Remove. Punch. Step 1, 2. Palm. Scoop. Press. Kick. Punch. Dragon. Step back. Punch. Salute. 1, 2, 3. Shake it out. Deep breathing. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, second form. Okay, ready? Palms together. You ready? How's the eyebrows? Okay, it's fine. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Step 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Scoop, press, kick, punch. Step 1, 2. Slide step, punch. Step up, diagonal punch, double block, middle, dragon, cross step, spin, palm, scoop, press, kick, switch, thrust, open, chop, blade kick, Phoenix side. Step. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Spin. Palm. Press. Kick. Switch. Thrust. Open. Chop. Leg kick. Phoenix. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Offset. Elbow. Back fist. Set up your fingers. 1, 2, 3. Salute. Deep breathing. 1, 2, and 3. Third form. Okay, ready? From the beginning, I'll count. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hook. Step. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Step. 1, 2, 3. Step through. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Scoop. Elbow. Pull. Punch. Step. 1, 2, 3. Kick. Thrust. Slap. Hook. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Middle block. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And close. Shake it out. Deep breathing. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. You guys are okay? Water break? No? Guess not. Alright. What is it you want? Full form? Try again. So, back to the drawing board. Yours is the. Okay. One at a time. Switch. Okay, both.
So while we're talking about circles and we talk about integration march, so we're making a circle. This is pretty isolated, right? Your body should be moving, just like yesterday when we worked on those drills. If your hand is doing this, then it should be tying to your body. We do so many waist turning exercises, but it has to be subtle, right? When we're like this, your hand and your hand and your hand. All southern styles of Kung Fu, whether it's Hung Gar, Chorley Foot, Wing Chun, Mantis, any style that has middle block circular movement. Circular movement. The circle is here, right? Circle is here. This is an arc. This circle is here. But if you limit it to your body because the body is rigid, the body is rigid because we're used to flexing it and holding it and not letting it move, then your movement can't blend with the body. So if you're doing a bridge and you're bridging down, if you're cutting hand, it should not just be here. It should be here, right? So if you split your body in half, you bisect the body, you have this hemisphere, you have this hemisphere. These hemispheres want to work together all the time. They're paired. That's why when we do paired movements, they're so easy to track. When one hand does one thing and the other hand does something else, it becomes confused. The brain gets confusing, so the body gets confused. So while we're building just a simple movement like low, middle, and high, low, middle, and high as a warm-ups, we learn them when we're a beginner. When you go like this, if your body is not moving, you learn Fu Hao. Low, middle, cut, push. Just like doing low, middle, and high. But we don't take it to the level where your body is working with the movement. That's that bridge in Hung Gar. When we're doing this, the circle, how much of the body's, now, it's not your hip. It's not doing this. The hips are not doing as much as your spine should be. Your spine should be moving. When we turn, if I'm just doing this, then you see this is not compatible with this because this is wobbling. This has to be moving, but this has to be moving with this. So you have your waist, which is the Seong An Sin Yeo Ma. Sin is the body form, right? The image. Yeo is your waist and your this. So if you have a waist, it's not just the back or in the front, it's the whole piece, right? So when we talk about the waist, it's all of this. It's called the Yeo Bu, the waist area. So when you move and you move, that's a motor skill. If your back and your abdominals, the intercostals in this area, they move, but they move because you voluntarily teach it to move. If they move because it's just there and they're just muscles that tense and relax and tense and relax, you have a great strong body, but it's not mobile. So we have to learn to create that. That mobility comes from how we lift, how we twist, all the things that we're doing. The body has to create those directions of movement three-dimensionally. So if I'm folding and I'm lifting, sinking the elbows. When the elbows sink, the force has to come from the whole body. When you lift, your back has to lift. So that's what we have to do, is tie our back into the movement. All the sports that require back strength, striking, volleyball, baseball, basketball, anything that requires lifting and then letting it go requires your torso. But that movement requires your back and your front. The power comes from your body and your legs. Obviously, your legs. How does a tennis ball get there? You throw it up. You got your weight on your back. You transfer the weight forward. It goes across your body in oblique, and you transfer your weight, and then you end up like this. That's the same way you hit a volleyball. Because that's the same way you throw a pitch. Because your body only works a certain way. But can you throw a ball just like that? You can't. You have to lift your leg. You have to drop your weight. You have to turn, and you have to sink. Everything that we're talking about to create the power and the movement, the speed and acceleration, and the accuracy from programming the target, that when you sight it, your body goes whoom, and then it follows through, and you hit your target. So why is it some people so great at it? Because some people can program that in their body better. Most people can't do it because they don't practice it, or they don't have the ambition to do that. But the ones that actually can do it, have that instinct, and they actually work their body, and they develop it. Now the professionals that actually do that get paid a lot of money. So they get coached. And the coaches get a lot of money because they're teaching them how to do this. So to take our movements, whether it's striking like this, or we're doing this, those things, you're getting coached to do that. But, what is your goal? Just to be the best you can. This is recreational, but you can still have that level of, expertise in doing it. So that's what skill is. So as sifus or teachers, if you can get that, then you can transfer that information to students or to your next generation. And that's what it is. That's what it's all about. So the difference between what we do and a lot of other schools do is that I focus on this kind of thing because that's one of my pet peeves. And the other thing is I can evolve. I've evolved through this to see what the differences are. And then you have to pick and choose what you think is the most efficient way of, advantageous way to do it. So sinking the elbows has to do with your body here and the legs. The center-line tracking and the 45-degree corners is theories straight from Tai Chi, straight from Yet Himon. Yet there's a reason why their principles are consistent, because the angular positions of our body has those potentials, front and 45 degree. You don't veer off of that, because they've already, in their own development, have found out that that's the optimum positions to be in. So you take that from the old teachers' thoughts, you tie it to a strategy that we're building, and it's consistent. So you have to work with the consistency, of what we're doing, and it's like a product, right? You have a good way of doing it and a so-so way of doing it. So when we practice, you say, well, how do I get better? That's the stuff. When we do this, right? When we do this in our drills, do we just run through them? Because if you just run through them, then it's a mindless thing and you don't discover. You can't discover because you can't feel the movements. When you go like this and you go like this, does the movement know that there's a very precise position to be in? It's programmed in, and as humans, this is how we learn. This is what we develop. It can be so precise. It's not imaginable, because most people that don't do this don't even realize that the human body is capable of doing these crazy things. But it's just unique. Forget about some of the nuances. Just think of the sequences that we learned that are so long. How do you remember all of these movements? That's what a typical person would say. How do you remember all of that? You don't remember it. You program it. It becomes in your body. Like everything else that we do, we become creatures of habit. When you do something over and over again, you go through a process of elimination. And then you decipher. So what's part of elimination? Excessiveness, erroneous motions, deleting the technique. If you go like this and you sink, and you do the form 3 times, you did it 3 times. You have to practice sinking. You have to practice turning. The stuff that we're talking about is, something that you go through as a process. So, most people can't spend hours on this because you have a life, right? But if you do it for 60 years, like I've been doing it, I've done it a lot of times. Not that I spend hours and hours on it. It's just a function of time. So a lot of you have been doing it for 10 or 15 or 20 years. It's already something that you've already experienced. But then sort of fine-tune it, come down to that understanding. Because what it really comes down now is understanding. When we stand in a position, right, we have our triangle. Right? We go like that. This is the triangle. When you go like this and you go like this structure should not move. It should not go like this and then go like this. Because if you go like this, you added something. If your position is correct and you're here, that's as far, nothing has to move between here and here. So when you do your middle block, it's there. When you turn, it's there. When you turn, it's here. 45 degrees. Between here and here and here, that's all you're doing is moving from here to here. So when we do Yetihimon, boom, boom, boom. All of these is just that's that small movement manipulation. Because you're dialing it in, when you're doing this stuff, it's small. The big movements start to be refined. So Yetihimon actually is very important to take you to the small circle level. The big circle, when we do this, everything's a circle. They're all the same. It depends on where they are, right? If I go like this, if I go like this, if I go like this, those circles are consistent. So that's what we have to understand. Because if your body doesn't understand it thinks it's learned 30 different circles. It only has one, right? That circle. But then it has variations of how your body creates that circle. So that's where you have to get your body to come in tune with it. So once your body is in tune with that circle, then the size of the circle becomes smaller because it's created somewhere else. So that I call that the summation of the components. Summation of your components. When you move, so what you see here is very little movement. It's really because everything is twisting and turning. But nothing is really more than directing the motion. You're directing it, and it doesn't take a lot of strength. If you go like this and then you go like this, then that becomes isolated. Now you created a directional force, but it's not compatible with your direction of your body. So that's something that we just try to get to understand. So that is the drills. Everything that we do is based on these drills. Whether it's the Tai Chi paradigm, whether it's this, all of these things show up somewhere in your movement. When I go like this, it's there. When we go like this, right? It's there. See, it's the same motion because where you lose your connection to space is that we know this, but then when you start to turn, your elbows start to lose track because you left the comfort level. When we do this, and we do this, and we do this, and we do this, we've tracked that movement from Gung Ji Fook Fu, Fu Hak, all these. So while we all learn 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, Fu Hak, first two. If we're here, 1, 2, you take this, and reverse the movement. There's your S curve. There's the movement that's in there. So that's how basics are so important. These are like the scales to music, because once you know those, it's just what you draw off of to refine other things, right? Is that true? Somewhat, right? I mean, obviously you get beyond that, but the thing is, with these, you can't get beyond a low block and middle block and high block. When you come to center, there's your center. Right? So if you go and hold the ball, it's there. So that's why, you learn at day one, salute. You're like this. 1, 2, fold, drop, pull. That's every one of those maneuvers is one element of motion. This, 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 right? This. So this is the middle block. This is the transition. Now you sync. Between this and this, now you've connected that. Those two connections are what makes the movement effective. Right? When I'm here, it's here. But I didn't not move my body. I went like this. Now my body changed here and here. Then I opened it back up. So those are the things that happen when you go through these stages of development. It's very a lot of times in Kung Fu they say it's like magic. It's like, because it's deception. It's how magicians do things. It's gisut. It's like trickery. But it's really because you go through it, it's an illusion of what's happening, but we can't see all of it happening because we haven't experienced it. So that's kind of giving you some insight of what happens when we get to a certain stage. It's always difficult for any teacher to get to a point and the student comes in and says, well, how do I get better? It's really just more practice and understanding. You can't get beyond that. You have to just go through the process. And the longer you've practiced, the easier it is to get through those breakthroughs because you've experienced more. So the more experience you have, it starts to cross-reference, cross-train. So from this to this, your body already knows this. Double swords, this. Swords. So every time you're doing something, your body will start picking up on it. So there's, when we speak of training, specificity of training, you have to do the task. Whatever you're trying to improve, you have to do it. Right? So this, right, high block, right? First thing you do, drop your elbow. When it gets to here, then here's your line. It's like a question mark. I used to teach second form, punch, question mark. Just like a question mark. It's called chenji. It's like a stroke like this, like 1,000. But most people don't know what a stroke is, so you have to use some pattern. It's like a question mark. It's like a 7 with a curve on it. But a question mark defines that the best. So you have to use an image to create something that a student can see as something to track. So when we do this, sinking the elbow, once you sink your elbow from here to here, so your hand has to be in this position, right? 1, 2. Right. So the timing, once you drop your elbow, your knees and the elbow working together, right? So once you get to here, then this one has to straighten as this one straightens. That's the relationship to upper-lower coordination. You can't stay in a horse stance and do that because you can see that it's separate. When you do this, sink. Now you see your body has tied together. Yeah. And then this is the front hand. Now what does the upper hand have to do? It has to balance the stroke. Okay. Now, so what is missing in this hand is this, right? Because you didn't create a synchronization there or here. Because now your hand has to turn here to have the bridge. If you just go like this, you didn't sink the elbow, it doesn't have the focus. So you have a strong movement here that's not balanced by this, then it's going to be one-sided, right? Now you feel when you're here, boom, sink. Then everything comes together, your body forms a V. It's tight, but it's balanced. When you're here, you have to, yeah, now you've focused this, right? Now your strength is balanced. So your hand should turn a little bit this way. Yeah. And yeah. And then twist more into the front. Come forward more. Yeah. So the fact that you did this actually settled the hand. So you have, yeah. But not up. It's coming across. It's like, yeah. It's like it's merging. Right? Merging. So your in here's closed, in here's closed. If you go like this, open. It's different. Right? So they call this chi bok. Yeah, your bok is your shoulder. It has to close. This has to close. That's called a natural strength. Yeah. So you watch Irene. Watch her do it. Boom. You see? There's a focus. It's just there. Right? So it's just everybody picks it up a little bit differently. But it's as long as you heard it, you know what you're looking for, and you look for it in your form. So when you do a Song Gung Siu, you're here, double block, boom, you're right there. If you're here, it's the same motion, right? So when you do this, if you go like this, boom, everything should stop. It shouldn't be and then still drop in your stance. It should be just sinking in a stance is gravity. As soon as you sink into gravity, free fall, boom, it just stops. Everything just locks into place. That's PowerPoint. See, yeah. Right, you see, you feel the difference? Yeah. Now the hand is, yeah, just a little bit, no, other way, yeah. Like that. Yeah, like that. So you, that pulled it in. And now, yeah. But don't over tighten. Yeah. So you just have to do it till it feels natural. That's what my teachers say, the feeling and the movement. In the beginning, you think, what's he mean by feel the movement? But the feeling movement is that it's sort of like proprioception. When you stand and your feet are misaligned by a little bit, you can detect it. So when your body's not in the right position, you can detect it. So what happens? You detect the misalignment of your position. You fix it, and you fix it, and you fix it. Then eventually it gets dialed in. It knows that that's the correct one, and then that's the one you stay with. Once you find the position, you stay with it. When you punch, if you're not turning enough, then you have to fix this. So you have to fix every joint that it's not doing it correctly. Sorry. All right, so that's good. Before you used to not quite turn as much because you didn't settle that hip, right? So those are just phases of your practice. Yeah, good. Some of the things we're talking about is pretty advanced skill thought. It's a thought, It's pretty advanced because maybe you haven't recognized it or heard that or at least understood it, not misunderstood it, even though you heard it. Sinking the elbow, relax the shoulder is such a simple concept. But yet, if you don't sink your hand till it's parallel to the floor, right, then it's the wrong position. It's not here. It's not angled. It's folded. And you have to relax your shoulder. So that's a pretty standard thing. In the Hung Gar style, thrusting fingers, sinking the bridge, aligning the shoulders. That's a theory that they had always. So I call that the square movement. Chim kyo, right? BOG is thrust, align, sink. So when you sink your shoulders and your elbows go out, that's not right. Even though they're aligned here, elbows in the wrong position. Has to be in. Yeah. This one is not here. When should this be a thumb, fist and a thumb here? When you're here or here. It could be about that. Here has to be closer. It's almost, because this has to be closed. It's not out. As soon as the elbow goes out, your elbow goes out. Yeah. Right. So that's a. So I want to go through Gunji-kun. Let's go through Gunji. We did fourth form last time, footwork last time. So let's go through, see if we could work on a few movements that, ready? Okay. Okay, just lay together. Marijuana, come up over there. Yeah. All right. Okay. Begin. Up. Yeah, keep going. Okay, good. All right, deep breathing. So, we have a lot of fundamentals in Hung Gar that we, take for granted that we know those. But a back fist, all the back fists is the back of the hand. A vertical back fist, a back fist rising, a corner back fist, a upper back fist, a horizontal back fist, a vertical back fist, right? A back fist. These are all back fists, but we have to create. Oh, the backhand should be, yeah. That one's good. The other one's upside down on the other one, yeah. So the backhand, right, should be fist facing down, right? Now, corner back fist. Why we have a little trouble finding where this hand goes? Because we can't really see to the side. So you have to find the feeling. So we always end up, so this elbow should be a little bit behind you. This wrist should be aligned with the side of your body. So if your hand is here and you go like this, you're really not in a position to have any strength. It has to be here. And then you have to turn it down. The end of the movement turns down a little. Because if you think of your back fist, right? Does this make sense? If I go like this, where's the limit of the movement? To here. That's one straight angle, right? And we're looking side to side. Once I go beyond that, I start to lose my strength because I'm starting to lose my center. So to avoid that, when you get to here, you have to turn it down a little bit. You have to turn down a little bit because when you sink in the stance, the body starts to go that way. Then you have strength here because that's the direction of movement. But because you're turning, don't you turn and you turn? You have to turn down to create the spiraling effect. And then the elbow position has to be in the right position. So when you open to here and it starts to continue, there's a position here, a position here, and a position there. You have to find those three positions to get to that bottom position. And then when you're here, you do, right? You sink. Right? So when you sink, okay, ready? Drop. Okay, so do one side, then you go toward, that's the intent, you look toward that. Other side, you go toward that. Okay, so now, how do you tie your stance to this? Right? Because this is the direction of strength. This is the direction of movement. So when I turn, my body starts to do this, and then it settles. So the body opens back up to create the alignment, but then this knee has to spread. Opens, and this opens. So your legs end up doing that. Otherwise, your stance has no structure. It's just one dimension. Because I'm turning like this, your body has to create the force in that direction. So this opens. So this opens and this thing. So it's like that. Now your hip is here. And you have strength. Same time, you have to grip the floor with your toes. So gripping the floor with your toes is creating strength in your fingers. If you could strength strengthen your fingers, you can't tense your upper arm. So if you grip here and you tense your legs, then you can't sing. So it's a control factor that you not only emphasize the gripping of the floor, the turning of the body, expanding and tying it together. Yeah. Right. So you look. Then your body will have power. Now when you're here, if you go like this and then do this, then you lose the framework here. When you do this, it's more like this way, because the force is this way, right? Same line, but now it's to the elbow to here, like drawing the bow, see? So how the upper body aligns creates the strength and structure, the position. That's the framework of your position, the Ga. So it's pretty, deep in the sense that people were able to figure some of this stuff out, back in the day before, they weren't very educated back in those days. They did it through experience and feeling. How else could you do it? But if you bring in body mechanics, what you learn from structures of geometry and buildings and engineering and physics, then you put all this stuff, there's a phenomenon that's actually supported. But it's really the human body's ability to create those strengths and weaknesses by how you manipulate your joints. That's way beyond even, many, doctors or, specialists don't understand, because today's fields are so isolated that they don't really cross-reference. So, you could be a heart doctor but not know that there's body mechanics there because they don't do it. So, and that's, the amazing thing, that there's so many smart people in these fields that have no idea, and they're very uncoordinated, and they just never moved. But to take the level of movement to this level, it is really a specialty. How do you understand that? How do you understand what this does? How do you understand when you draw that this is like this and not like this? They couldn't answer you because they don't know. But it's just a part of the human position that we've developed as an understanding. So that's the kind of things that, to maintain a quality of the system and learning it, so you have people that can pass down the knowledge and carry it forward. That's what we have to do, is keep working toward that goal, as a system. It's just, more of an interest for a lot of people, but it's for me, it's an interest that's, as a teacher, you really don't have anywhere to feed this information to but your students. And you don't have any students, it's like very depressing for teachers. Every teacher that I talked about that I've known, they reach a level and they're frustrated, because where does it go? Right? It goes in their grave. So, anyways, lo kebu bao. There was a movie called The Mask. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It was about, huh? No. No, this is a Chinese movie. It's called The Mask. It's about this old man, and this old man. No, it's off, right? This old man, the opera guy. He would change